Khura'in TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. In the previous episode, we continued with Queen Amara's testimony, and a whole lot of stuff just happened. It's so much for me to process on what happened, but in result, she is now dead because one of the royal guards shot her down, which we were gaining to who was the real killer in the first place. So yeah, it's just a big old shock factor right there. If you're hyped for today's episode, make sure to like button and your support is greatly appreciated to the channel. Now, let us begin. But yeah, what happened in the previous episode, like the last few minutes? Queen Khura'in's royal guard, what she just did right now, that's just basically stating you really did kill your freaking husband. You're just stating the facts right there, unless you want to find someone to bluff it out. We're lucky the ambulance made it in time, but we've been forced into a recess for now while things get straightened out. I can't believe what just happened!
Tell me about it. Do you think Khura'in put that guard up to it? If she did, she's going to regret it. Followed by that freaking guard just said it for her holiness, so that's just stating he did doing it for her. No one gets away with something like that on my watch.
Poor Queen Amara.
Your benevolence. Any news on her condition?
She is undergoing surgery at the hospital as we speak. They are giving her a 50-50 chance of survival though.
That Garen! Justice will be served!
Why? Why did this happen? Oh, it's just as we were finally reunited.
And like I said, like maybe 10 episodes ago or so, back to my original theory that Khura'in was trying to get her hands on the Founder's Orb, so she's trying to get rid of anyone that gets in her way.
Oh, Queen Amara.
What was that about being reunited?
Oh, it's nothing.
So you really are adopted? Yo, I'm putting that aside, but still. Right. If you really are adopted, I'd be damned.
How are you, hornhead? Dirk Samani was your father and all, but blood. After all.
Thank you for your concern, your benevolence. But I'm fine. Right now, we still have a trial to see through. So that's what I'm going to stay focused on.
Hornhead, you are sturdier than your stature lets on. Just don't overdo it, okay, Apollo?
Dirk, that was a real shocker, alright. Can't believe the dragon is dead.
That's...
Say, AJ, I was wondering, when Dirk disappeared after I freed him, that's because Amara turned back into herself, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. But I don't know if it was because Dirk's spirit willed it, or if it was a part of Khura'in or Amara's plan.
Man, our dream of revolution. Now what are we gonna do? Is this it?
Don't give up yet. There is a very good chance that Khura'in is the real culprit in all this. Yes, that's what I've been saying from the beginning. And if we can prove her guilt in court...
Hey, you're right. That could be just the push we need. That dream lives on.
Yes, it does.
You know what that means, AJ? The fate of the revolution rests squarely on your shoulders.
All in a day's work. Who am I kidding? That's a ton of pressure. But this is what Dirk gave his life for, so I have to do this for him.
The Honorable Rebel Dirk Samani. I would have loved to have spoken with him while he yet lived.
Really?
Why not? I mean, he seemed like a quite interesting man.
Did she bump her head or something earlier? Because I remember her saying that that he was a rebel and she hates him or whatever.
The trial is about to resume. The defense is to report the courtroom at once.
Already? After what just happened?
The first thing Khura'in will do is respond to the last accusation. So you better stay on your toes, Apollo. I will, Mr. Wright. Ready or not, Garan, here comes justice. May 19th, with no time frame. Come on now. It's a long day. Where's Samadhi?
Now then, let us resume today's proceedings.
Huh? Where's Nahyuta?
I must offer my apologies. I never imagined a royal guardsman would do such a thing.
What? He wasn't acting under your orders?
How dare you cast such suspicions upon Her Eminence?
Dude, he was just right there yelling his tongue out for Her Eminence.
It is quite alright, Your Majesty. Suspicion is only natural under such circumstances. But rest assured that he acted alone, for I knew nothing of his plans.
That's a damn lie. I don't believe that for a second.
Now then, Your Majesty, regarding the murder of my husband, Minister Inga, I would like to offer a new possibility.
Great!
A new possibility, you say?
Oh, we're back to that.
Indeed, for during the break, the real killer confessed to me.
What?
Bailiff, called the witness to the stand.
The real killer confessed? What's she got up her sleeve this time? Great. I have a really bad feeling about this. Whatever y'all say, this is gonna be a thumbnail pick right here. This ain't no spoiler. This is basically... He's the one who confessed? Overall, that's a thumbnail pick right here.
Prosecutor Samadhi, you're the real killer?
I questioned him during the recess, as I felt that Amar had been covering for someone. So it was that he finally confessed his crime to me.
Nahyuta, you didn't really do it, did you? That's a damn lie, that witch. She did something to him. That witch. She's a freaking witch, I tell you. Her Eminence speaks the truth. It was I who killed Justice Minister Inga. That's a damn lie. Step out of it. Nahyuta! It's a damn lie. I'm putting my fingers towards Garan right here, right now. I'm putting my fingers no matter what happens. No matter what the story is, I'm pointing my fingers to her.
Prosecutor Samadhi, why are you absolutely certain about this? A confession of this nature is grave indeed.
Yes, I am certain. For I killed him by my own hand.
At last, the real kill has been revealed.
How are we supposed to respond to this? Nahyuta, retract your confession, now! Mr. Justice, it is not yet time for your cross-examination. Who cares about that? Admit it, it was Queen Garan who put you up to this. She forced you into giving a confession, didn't she? You are out of line, Mr. Justice. Learn some self-restraint. But... Or do you have something that might prove that I did not commit this murder? That is... What do you think you're doing, you idiot?
Truly, the truth can set us free.
Looks like Garan got to him somehow. I definitely didn't see this coming. Nahyuta, why are you doing this? Why would you sacrifice even your life to do Garan's bidding?
Whatever the case may be. Prosecutor Samadhi, your testimony please.
Here we go now. Witness testimony. Nahyuta's confession. I could not remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Khura'in. I consider divine judgment cast upon a fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake. This just feels like a final boss battle right now.
You do understand what you're doing, right, Nahyuta? You're sentencing yourself to death if you're found guilty. If that is the coward's verdict, then so be it. I must obey the law above all else.
The law, Nahyuta, or the Queen?
Objection!
The Queen is the law.
Enough! That this blather has nothing to do with the witness testimony.
Please address any issues you may have during the cross-examination defense.
Oh, I will. I'm going to blow his problematic testimony to smithereens. First things first, we're going to press him on. But yeah, in the beginning of the trial, we had to deal with Garan. So if we were doing this RPG style, Garan is the final boss, and then she had to take a break, so Nahyuta has to be the side boss, and then we're back to Garan if you take it RPG wise. If you understand what I mean. Okay, nothing. Press on because we got nothing. We got nothing. You kept quiet all this time, even though you were the real killer?
Yes, and I accept that what I have done can never be forgiven.
But wait! If we're over here, in the previous episode, we're trying to confess how Garan was the real killer because we found out that Amara was the one channeling, so Garan was the one who was missing. So there's a missing time frame right there.
But I never imagined suspicion would fall upon the Queen herself. Prosecutor Zamani has placed the future of Kingdom above his own life. He has taken responsibility for his crime and his loyalty to Queen and country. Without a monarch on the throne, Khura'in would be plunged into chaos. I could never wish that upon my homeland. That is why I had to let the truth be known.
What a bunch of baloney. I'm going to ask you again, Nahyuta. Did you really kill Minister Inga?
Yes. No matter how many times you ask, Mr. Justice, the truth is immutable.
Next part, we got like 4 more. It was I, blah blah.
Hold it!
It's not too late! You can still retract your confession before the verdict is rendered.
There is no retracting the truth. One either tells it or does not tell it. It is that simple.
Why do you always have to be so stubborn, Nahyuta? I hate how you never listen to a reason once you get like this. I think we'll need some evidence before we can get him to retract his confession. Either that, or we'll have to force a retraction out of him by appealing to what's in his heart. It's not going to be easy either way.
Mr. Samari, what was the motive for your crime?
I had reason enough to kill Minister Inga.
For the freaking future of Khura'in.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that?
Minister Inga was planning to assassinate Her Eminence in a coup d'etat. I had to nip this evil in the bud, even if it cost me the purity of my soul.
So you're saying the death of another is a reasonable price to pay to protect the Queen?
Long have we remained independent under the authority of our spirit mediums queens. We command the people's awe and respect with the power to commune with the dead. Without such a monarch, our kingdom would lose its standing in the world.
But if spirit channeling is so important, why did you have Queen Amara perform the rite?
I'm afraid my elder sister is quite capricious. She would fulfill her duty only when the desire to strut, as so sporadic as that was. It was therefore something she did on a whim. There was no meaning behind it.
A meaningless whim? It's hard to praise a statement like that.
Now, if I'm...
blah blah blah. Number 4.
Hold it!
So you had to find evidence or recontract. Divine judgment?
Yes, I rendered judgment upon the minister on behalf of the Holy Mother.
Are you saying the Holy Mother guided you?
No, Her Holiness would never condone killing in her name, regardless of circumstances. As such, I believe my defiled soul will be damned to hell. But I do not regret what I have done. I willingly sacrifice my soul to protect this kingdom's future.
Snap out of it already, Nahyuta. So his motive comes from a place of faith, huh? Why does that sound completely credible when it's coming from him? Well, Amara expressed a similar motive.
As for her mercifulness, she is truly deserving of her title.
We got 2 key points that I want to freaking press charge. So you killed Minister Inga and Queen Amara staged the crime? Is that how it went?
Precisely. My mother is as clever as she is kind. She sought to conceal my crime by taking all the guilt upon herself. Yet another lie. I need to poke a hole in his testimony, but how?
Nahyuta, could it be you? Didn't know. Could it? Wait. She sought to conceal my crime by taking all the guilt upon herself. Yet another lie. I need to poke a hole in his testimony, but how? Could it be you didn't know Naina's real identity? Could it be you told Amara what to do? You didn't even know your mother was alive. You didn't realize that Naina was actually Queen Amara, your own mother.
That is not as strange as you might think. Much time had passed since we last met, after all.
Right, 23 years ago, was it? When Dirk saved her after the supposed assassination attempt.
No, Mr. Justice. It was 15 years ago that Dirk abducted my mother.
Huh? That's weird. Are you sure about that?
I remember it clearly. I was around 10 years old at the time.
If it's 23 years ago, 10 years time prior, 13? I don't know. I was around 10, he was 10 years old. I don't know. I know where I'm getting at. Nahyuta, please add that last statement to your testimony. And then we can press. I was reunited with my mother, Queen Amara, 15 years ago when Dirk abducted her.
Hold it!
15 years ago, huh? That's around the time I left for the US. What happened after Dirk helped Queen Amara escape?
Agents of the Crown pursued us relentlessly, so we had to live a life on the run. Mr. Justice, know that Dirk sent you away so that you would not be caught up in the life we led.
I see, thanks. I can't believe it's been 15 years. Apollo, there's something about Nahyuta's testimony. Yeah, that discrepancy a bit hard to miss, but what could it mean? Even I don't understand what you're pointing at. So Nahyuta's got to meet his mother, back when Dirk rescued her. That's what he's saying. It's news to me though, I had already been sent away by that point. Okay, now that I've dragged more testimony out of him, what can I do with it? We have to press on about that last statement of his. What do we got? Wait! What did I just do? This, that, and then, last one. The assassination file. Okay, the arson incident involving Amara's blah blah. Apollo's freaking father, blah blah. As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Nahyuta was expelled from the royal family. The idea of the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Khura'in people. Why do I feel like this is important? But that has nothing to do with anything. I feel like we had something. A photo showing Dirk and Amara's life on the runabout. Yo, it's either the photo or the assassination. Hey man, I got like 5 strikes. I can do whatever I want with it. Either way, I got like 2 options right now. One of these 2 options to press on. A photo showing Dirk and Amara's life on the run about 23 years ago. What was the story again? I forgot. A file containing... Yo, it's gotta be that because I was reunited from my mother 15 years ago when Dirk abducted her. When was this made? I don't know. We're gonna try pressing the photo, and then if not, then we're just gonna go with the assassination.
Objection!
There you go. You're saying that Dirk made off with Queen Amara 15 years ago? But that's strange, because I heard something very different from Dirk. He said that he ran off to get her 23 years ago.
That is impossible. I know for a fact it was 15 years ago.
Well, I have evidence that contradicts your statement. How do you explain this photo? Dirk said it was taken 23 years ago.
He said that?
He did, but if we take what he said as fact, then there's something in this photo that doesn't make any sense. The baby?
This isn't making any sense to me, so I suppose I should ask. What does not make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old?
How old is Nahyuta? How old is Nahyuta? It's either the book or the baby right there. The DC Act was passed, so the baby?
Take that!
Nahyuta, this discrepancy may not be directly related to this case, but I don't think we simply overlooked it either. Dirk said the baby in this photo was you, but that doesn't make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old. After all, you said you were around 10 then, right? He's definitely sweating bullets over there, over something.
Apollo, if this baby isn't Nahyuta...
Wait, you don't think... Did Queen Amara have another child while she was on the run?
What?
And just what if that child were being held hostage? Nahyuta, is that why you obey Queen Garan's every command? No, you can't be. You presume too much. Ah, and that's why Queen Amara was trying to take the rap as well? What? To protect this other child. I thought that was Nahyuta.
A child born 15 years ago.
No, that cannot be. So she really is. So I was right. This is just as a guess, but I believe I know someone who fits the bill. This also explains the strange behavior. Yo, she really is adopted. Well, not really adopted, but freaking, if they really say she's a hostage, then yeah.
Yo, I got another one right. Hey, any points?
All those strange statements she kept making, now they all make sense. But in the end, she really is adopted by hostage. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. She was sort of hostage. Hostage adopted. Whatever you can call it. It's freaking...
And like I said, she's adopted. She's basically adopted.
She's adopted, and the real mother has been found out. Ayy. But the real mother was right here all along. Ayy. Can't we get over this freaking flashback? For 15 long years, she thought her mother, her birth mother, not really her birth mother, but her real parents, her freaking Inga and Garan. Now I see, Nahyuta, why you do what you're told. The other child born to Dirk and Queen Amara was... Mr. Justice, I believe I know what you're about to say, but I cannot allow you to name an innocent soul as the child of terrible sinners. I thought you might try to stop me. After all, simply revealing this information endangers who you're trying to protect. I think this should make it clear what I'm talking about. This is the chink of your armor, the reason why you fear your sibling's reputation. This? A sudden terrorist Dirk Nahyuta was expelled from the royal family. The idea of the sin's father or visit upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Khura'in people.
Take that!
And that is... a file full of information that Dirk collected on what happened 23 years ago. A particular note right now is what's written here. The sins of the father are visited upon his children. This deeply held idea is why you were expelled from the royal family. Which means it wouldn't bode well for your sibling either, if she were revealed to be Dirk's daughter. You became a prosecutor to bring down Queen Khura'in, but at some point you came to serve the very regiment you despise, and that was because the Queen found this chink in your armor. That's how she came to use your sister against you. Hold it. Who?
Nahyuta, have you been keeping this secret all this time? Have you been trying to protect me?
You are an innocent party to all this. I live only to safeguard the law and serve the country and queen from which it flows. One such as you who is destined to ascend to the throne need not fret over one such as I.
No, I cannot accept that. What you say is, it's malarkey. Don't you ever even care what happens to you?
Before country, queen, law, and everyone's future, my personal feelings are of no consequence. That is why I resign myself to my fate. I know I must accept the status quo without any thoughts of change.
Spoken like a true prosecutor and patriot. I shall continue to rule Khura'in until the day Rafa succeeds me, for that is what is best for our kingdom.
I know, Your Eminence.
Yours is no small sacrifice, but I promise you this, in exchange for your life, the child shall remain safe, and the kingdom shall prosper.
That is all I ask for with my meager existence. Nahyuta, is this really the new you? Resigning yourself to the will of another and killing any hope you held for the future? No! The Nahyuta I knew would never let himself be turned into this. Now, Your Majesty, if you would hand down your verdict.
Objection!
Ooh. You can say you're simply accepting your fate, Nahyuta, but I know that deep down there is still hope in your heart. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve me. It's the kind of hope that preserves through the most desperate of times, and it's what binds you, me, and Dirk together as family. I know because this has demonstrated to me that you haven't lost all hope yet. I got nothing, bruh! Oh, this.
Take that!
His. When you interrogated Dirk, you confiscated all of his possession as potential evidence. All except this. Yeah, I was just right there. It was like, oh, it's right here. And then it just kicked me right there. That he never confiscated it. So tell me, Nahyuta, why didn't you take his badge? You couldn't bear to take it from him, could you? And I know why. It's because this badge means something special to us.
Hey Dirk, why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right?
This badge is my heart and soul, son. I will never stop trying to realize my dream, not until my very last breath.
A dragon never yields, right?
Exactly. Nahyuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Khura'in's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny.
You may say you've given up, but that's not how it really is it? You never gave up, and you never will because you still believe that all the wrongs will be righted someday, don't you? You are very perceptive, Mr. Justice.
It may very well be as you say. Why did I not confiscate this badge? Even I did not know. Until now. Perhaps I was waiting for him to save me. Save you? Yes, save me. Like he did on that day.
Nahyuta! Apollo! Hold on, I'm coming! What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nahyuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call me when you need me, understand?
Someday, he would come and free our family from the chains of the past. Perhaps deep down, that is what I believe. I believed in Dirk, our father. Nahyuta, I knew you. However, it was but a dream. And now that dream has died. Murdered along with Dirk. So now, as the eldest, the responsibility falls squarely onto me. No matter the cost, I must protect her. Please try to understand, Apollo. Understand why I shall bear all this sin. It is the only way. But...
Such insolence!
Shout it! You have wasted more than enough of my time, lawyer. Do you not see the whatever, of your desperate blundering, the immutability of his duty? It is time to accept defeat. Now watch as the hammer of justice comes down upon your dear brother. Your majesty, the verdict if you will.
Yes, your eminence!
Objection!
Wait a second. What do I do?
Does the defense wish to raise an objection?
There's got to be some way to save Nahyuta.
Apollo, it all goes back to the incident 23 years ago. It's branded him the son of a criminal.
So if we could once and for all prove that Dirk didn't try to assassinate Amara,
Right, Nahyuta and Wright's father would no longer be viewed as a criminal.
but I thought there wasn't any evidence left, because it was all destroyed in the fire. And Dirk investigated the matter for years, but never managed to learn anything new.
Really? Nothing at all? Could an exceptional lawyer like Dirk try that long and really uncover nothing at all? He had over 2 decades, Apollo.
Huh? He's right. I doubt Dirk would have gone to his grave without discovering something new. He must have secretly planned something to topple Garen with somewhere.
Take another look at the evidence. You just might find what we need to break out of the situation with... There. Got it! If the defense is done stalling for time, I shall now render my verdict.
No, wait! About the assassination attempt 23 years ago. The defense has some new information it would like to share.
You do? Well, we had intended to deliberate that case in the course of this trial.
Dirk, did you leave something behind for me? I don't understand where this is going. Is there some connection I'm missing here? What am I missing?
Very well then. What is the source of your new information of the case 23 years ago?
What do I got besides the freaking picture? That's nothing. What do I got that will be useful for us?
The arson incident involving Amar's private residence. Amar was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. Apollo roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. Struck in the head. The victim passport and any pictures of him were burned up without knowing his real name. No divination seance could be performed. Are we back to using this?
Yo, what other information we got?
I think I just want to end off today's episode right here, unless I want to add anything new to this video. But anyways, make sure to hit that like button, comment, performance if you're new, available to see, subscribe, and the struggles like see me now. I'm signing out.